Hello, my name is Blanca Muñoz, and I will try to read and answer the following questions provided in the object of this week. Identify the major debates within international relations. There have been three major debates since international relations became an academic subject at the end of the First World War, and we are now early stage of a fourth. The first major debate was between utopian liberalism and realism. The second, the second between traditional approaches and behavioralism. The third between neoliberalism and neo-Marxism. The emerging fourth debate is between established traditions and post-positivist alternatives. Why do the debates often linger on without any clear winner emerging? Because as international relations advance, more and different points of view emerge that finds more debate among different thinkers, and even manage to solve part of one of the conflicts, it is difficult to solve all their problems. Which the other question is, which are the established theoretical traditions in international relations? Realism, liberalism, international society, and IPE. How can they be seen as established? Even if theories are in many ways different, it does make sense to rank, just as it makes sense to point out the athlete of the year, even if the candidates for that honor compete in very different athletic disciplines. What will be the criteria for identifying the best theory? We may think of several relevant criteria among them. Coherence. The theory shall be consistent, free of internal contradictions. Clarity of exposition. The theory should be formulated in a clear and lucid manner. Unbiased. The theory should not be based on purely subjective valuations. No theory is value-free, but the theory should strive to be candid about its normative premises and values. Scope. The theory should be relevant for a large number of important issues. A theory with limited scope, for example, is a theory about U.S. decision making in a Gulf War. A theory with wide scope is a theory about foreign policy decision making in general. Depth. The theory should be able to explain and understand as much as possible of the phenomenon that it supports to tackle. For example, a theory of European integration has limited depth if it explains only some part of that process, and much more depth if it explains most of it. The other question says, why was early international relations strongly influenced by liberalism? Because the United States was eventually drawn into the war in 1917. Its military intervention decisively determined the outcome of the war. It warranted victory for the Democratic allies, US, Britain, and France, and defeat for the autocratic Central Powers, Germany, Austria, Turkey. At the time, the United States had President Woodrow Wilson, who had been a university professor of political science and who saw it as his main mission to bring liberal democratic values to Europe and to the rest of the world. Only in that way, he believed, could another great war be prevented. In short, the liberal way of thinking had a solid political backing from the most powerful state in the international system at the time. Seen over the long term, Realism is the dominant theoretical, traditional, and international relations. Why? Because the classical realist analysis appears to capture the essential European politics and the 1930s and the world politics in the 1940s far better than liberal optimism. When international relations took the shape of an East-West confrontation or Cold War, after 1945, realism again appeared to be the best approach for making sense of what was going on. The utopian liberalism of the 1920s and the realism of the 1930s until 1950s represent that two contending positions in the first major debate on international relations. The question number 4, I have not an answer because I cannot understand it. But the number 5, the number 5 says, what are your own theoretical preference? Well, I have not a preference theory. I consider that every one of them have good points and bad points depending of the theme, the stage, and the circumstances in which each arose. Also, if I had to pick one, it will be for the theory of liberalism, I think. For your attention, thank you very much.